Check, 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 check. Hello, check. There we go. There we go.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah, we're good now. Good evening, everyone. And you can see us on video, by the way, just to let you know. We are Gulf Coast 1. What? Huh? He's yelling at me? He's yelling at me he's about something. Anyways, Jeff Markles along with the coughing Mitch Thames over here. He's having a fit, and it's this is something new to us, the video stuff. Yeah, it's something new to us. So you're not going to see one camera. We got a lot of different ones, though, for you to change around. So anyway, Mitch, it's Thursday night.
It's Thursday night.
It's inside Texas. Yeah, we are.
A lot going on.
Yeah, we are ready to go. There is a lot going on. Anyway, let's kick off tonight with something that's going on right now. Before we got a lot of people coming on the show. By the way, so we have, who do we have coming on tonight?
V. Strauss.
V. Strauss
He's with AEP Texas.
Right.
We'll talk a little bit about the grid. AEP's part of the grid, making sure that we're ready for this cold snap this weekend.
Right.
So we're going to bring her on and let her tell us a little bit about what AEP has been doing.
Right. And then
we've got DPS Sergeant, Master Sergeant Stephen Woodard.
The king.
The king.
The king of DPS.
I think he's going to warn me and you about what we're going to be doing for spring break.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
We know we're going to party.
We're
party. We're animals.
He's not looking for you guys. He's looking for us. Is what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, party hardy. So
yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the
serious stuff.
Yeah, the serious stuff. The stuff that's going on in Ukraine now. I actually have a little bit of footage that's come in the past couple of days, and if you can scroll down, keep going. Yeah, I'm going to show them right there. Go over there, cut to that one. Yep, there you go. And just hit play on there. There it goes. It's already playing. So some of the pictures you're seeing right now that we have up there are actual pictures in the past 2 days of what's going on over in Ukraine. You got the Ukrainian president, of course. You got pictures of people with babies and children and things like that. You got women out there, fighting. You see that a lot. You see that more. So you can cut back over here. There you go. And there's a lot of it's just mixed messages between a whole lot of countries. And I shouldn't say a whole lot of countries. You have mixed messages between Russia and NATO and the United States. What's going on,
Poland and all of that. I know, but what concerns me about that is that's very emotional. So the news media, and let me just preface this by saying I'm not talking about the local news media here in Bay City and Matagorda County, but a national news media, and I'm just going to say it, Jeff, I think they control the narrative on what we see and what we feel, and every one of those are very emotional pictures. And what's the intent? Is the intent to show us the human side of war, and I'm okay with that? Is it showing us the truth of what's going on?
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
Is it to manipulate the United States into taking actions that I don't know that we're ready to take?
Yeah.
I mean, this is devastation. Russia is I would say Putin. Putin. I watched his hour-long speech about how the Mother Russia was all of these countries, the USSR, and we all know that he longs for that control. But I'm just scared that we're being manipulated into a response.
Right.
And I'm old. It's I've got a lot of grandkids, and I'm worried about I'm worried that we're being manipulated. I'm not saying we are being manipulated, but for people to say, I want a no-fly zone, knowing that means American pilots shoot down Russian pilots.
Yeah.
If that's not an act of war, I don't know what is.
Right, or any of the NATO countries.
Or any of the NATO countries.
Right. Yeah. It's easy to say one thing, but there are so many little steps that we're so close that it's like, it's not even a maybe. It's like if there's a drop of water on one side or the other and it falls, that's it. We're talking about a guy who's trigger happy to begin with, has no respect for human life at all.
He's a KGB agent.
Right.
He's trained.
Right.
His whole life was trained
Right.
as a spy.
Right, exactly. And his idea of war is totally different than everybody else's is. He's not afraid to go after his own people. There's countries like that, which are run by dictatorships. They'll go after their own people. North Korea, China, Russia, and they've done it. Pakistan. You've seen that before with their own people and stuff. It's like 4 different groups of people living in one country, and only one is going to prevail. And it's a continuing fight. But to take a country like Ukraine, who's been at peace now for the past 14 years or so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very quiet. Rebuilt their country after the other invasions that they had.
2014, I understand.
And probably not at the desecrating that they've been getting in 2014. That had a lot to do with the eastern Ukraine.
Right.
But now you're talking about going in there for what reason? If you're not going in there to take over the country, and which he said, we're not going in here to take over the country. We're just getting rid of the communists. What do you say? Nazis.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, man?
Yeah. No.
Those days are over. It's like rewinding back to what we didn't see. That we heard from our grandparents.
That's right.
We're back. We're back to it again.
We're back. History repeats itself. I am fearful that there is and of course, call me a conspiracist. I'll take it. I just think that this thing is being orchestrated by many people, bad people, good people. I don't know. I'm not going to make judgment. I'm just going to tell you that I think that what I want's the truth.
Yeah.
And I want what's real, not what people want to show me.
Right.
And so you look at Ukraine back in history, and you look at our own FBI that was caught doing some nefarious things to keep being able to investigate certain candidates or certain presidents, and CIA, and now we've got Ukraine. I just don't like the history. So it's allegedly, and I don't have any knowledge of this, that Ukrainians were paying Joe Biden's son, and the rumor is another prominent politician's son or two, and paying them money for access. Does that play into what's going on today?
Right.
I'm afraid the news media is making Putin bad, evil, Russia bad, Ukraine good, wholesome. Look at all of these beautiful babies and these moms, and I'm just saying, there's a middle ground.
Sure.
I mean, I don't want to think that. I don't know why else Putin is invading other than he wants Mother Russia back. He wants the old USSR.
Yeah, and that was discussed earlier, right when it first started.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted.
And that's bad. That's not good.
It's not good, no.
But then I'm not so sure that there's a lot of people, Jeff, I told you this, and my daddy told me, follow the money.
Yeah.
And I'm just afraid that our national news media, I'm just afraid. I want to know the truth, but I don't want what they want to show me.
Yeah. One of the things I've been doing, and one of the things during this war, which has been going on, have been live streams from individual people's homes.
Yes. Oh.
Which I've been monitoring during their nighttime and during their daytime.
And that's real.
That's real.
That's not.
Yeah, that's not made it up, you know. And then I've been listening and having translation on interviews from over in Ukraine. Those people over there are just as confused as a lot of people are.
Okay.
The whole deal in the beginning was he was, everybody thought in Ukraine he's going to take the east. He's going to take the east, and that's a big Russian territory in there.
And they have some Russian fighters,
yes,
or Russian sympathizers,
in eastern Ukraine
that do align with Russia,
right? But once you crossed over the river to Kiev and things like that, to me right now it's a sloppy war because of Chernobyl. And they said they got Chernobyl powered up again. I saw that today where they got Chernobyl powered up. That place melted down. How did you get it powered up so quick? If they were, and then the rockets,
plant.
Right? Then the nuclear south
Ukraine,
South Ukraine along the river, the largest one in Europe, as a matter of fact.
That is.
And said that they were shooting bombs over that way. It's like, well, what kind of death-defiant people are you? I don't understand why you would come if you don't want to take over a country, why you would come into the capital or come that far. If you want the east or whatever, I don't think anybody had a real big problem with that then, because in Ukraine they already knew that.
Yeah.
With the intel and everything we sent them, they're like, okay, well, as long as they stay on their side, they want to take that, let them do whatever they want.
Right.
They don't come over to the bigger Odessa and things like that. Those are money territories, and I think that's what it's. I think this is a money war,
and they take that over. I'm with everybody else. What's to say Poland's not next?
Yeah, I Hungary.
Other than it triggers NATO,
and that's it.
And then it is World War III.
It's like a stick poking a sleeping pit bull. It's what it is.
There is no good outcome.
No, in this whole thing, there's no good outcome.
And then him already playing the nuclear bomb
right off the bat
card.
Right, yeah, don't mess with me, or hey, we got nuclear power, or we're going to do things that you would never see. It's come on, man. It's I don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm telling you, I want everybody to pay attention. We're watching what the news media wants us to see.
Yes. Well,
and I'm not saying that, and don't paint me as a Putin lover.
All right.
But I'm just afraid that we're being played by all sides, and that
it's confusing. It's confusing because you hear one thing on one side, one thing on the other, one thing somewhere. So here next week, we have I'm fortunate enough to know some people. Next week we're going to have somebody that was over in Ukraine and is a big help with the folks from UNICEF.
Okay.
So they are humanitarians. I don't know if you know what UNICEF is. You used to trick or treat for UNICEF was a big thing, with the kids going around and stuff. And it did a lot of help for the folks in Africa at that time, and the kids in that. So next week we are going to have one of the head officials on from UNICEF out of New York. They're leaving for Ukraine tonight. They're going for 3 days, coming back, and we will have them on next week to talk about the actual situation. We want to know the actual situation, and then we're going to find out to help the kids and stuff like that where people can send or where they think they need help. That's what UNICEF does. They'll find out where they need help.
I'm all over helping people.
I am too. I
do find it interesting, and I know we're going to talk about it. So the Congress and the president can come up with $14 billion to send support for Ukraine.
Right.
But we couldn't find $4 billion to build a wall along the southern border. And I don't want to get political with it, whether the wall's a good idea or a bad idea. But it just seems like we can appropriate billions of dollars with a drop of the hat.
Right. I just think we're negotiating the wrong way with different countries.
Yeah.
I think we are. I really do. I think even better to not even talk about a wall is for our country to go to have Mexico let our country go in there, help their military stop all those people that are going through the country.
There's a lot of other
There's
options.
a lot of other options to do, which we haven't done, which would cost less money and able to do. I'm not against the wall at all. Will it work? I don't know. Did it work in Berlin?
Yeah, it didn't. Well, I guess it did for a while.
It did for a little while.
You know, and the other thing is, how long did we argue about the infrastructure bill?
Oh, jeez.
I think a year or more.
More, yeah.
But we just did $14 billion overnight
Yeah.
because of the pictures on the TV driving our emotions, and that's what worries me.
Yeah, it's
$14 billion virtually overnight. It may have been a week.
this is what I feel our government does. They'll look out and get a public opinion. They'll do all this polling and all this stuff. You know, hey, if 48% of people are for it
Right.
and 53 are against it, you know, they're going to say, well, most of the people are against it. No, not most. It's 48% and 53 is, you know, 52 is a little different. It makes me mad that anymore that this country does things for a vote.
Well, yes.
Okay?
Or an opinion poll.
Or an opinion poll. And look at
I
how many
know.
people said, oh, you know, Hillary's winning by this, and oh, it's going to be a
Yeah.
landslide, they're taking away, and everybody went back, well, you know, and they all came back on the news and said, well, all our polls were wrong, you know,
Yeah.
they were totally wrong and way off. Come on, man.
I know.
Come on. You know, listen. Does this say that our representatives, our state representatives, our congressmen aren't listening to us?
Well, I think our state representatives are. We just had Jeannie Morrison here today. Are our congressmen listening to us? Are they listening to polls? Are our U.S. senators? I get a kick out of the latest poll that 70% of the respondents said they support a no-fly zone. Here's my answer. Let's ask it another way. Do you support a no-fly zone, even if it means sending our kids and grandkids to war with Russia?
Even better yet.
Now, how do you vote?
Right. Now, here's even better yet. Do you support doing a no-fly zone to start World War III?
Yeah. Do you even know what a no-fly zone is?
That's right. You know what it is.
But by God, I got 70%. Well, 70% says they support it.
Yeah.
Cutting oil off. I mean, you can argue that 100 different ways.
In our here's a question for you, and that just came to my head. In a situation like we're in now, which president would you like to see lead this? Which president in our past would have been great at leading what is going on today?
Well, I'm going to give you two answers because that's kind of the way I am. I was born in June, so I'm a Gemini, so I've got to give you two answers.
Yep, so am I.
I would tell you based on history and the way Ronald Reagan handled the USSR and Gorbachev at the time, that certainly sounds great. But I live in Realville, just like Rush Limbaugh used to say. And so I'm going to go with President Biden because that's who we've got. And I just pray that wisdom can be bestowed upon him, his advisors, and everybody around him so that we can quit looking at polls, quit looking at emotion, and deal with this situation in a real world, responsible way.
I understand your answer. I understand it. What if, and I'm going to throw a what if scenario because we're very close to this, and you know this war could be going on for 2, 3, 4 years from now.
Scared.
If Donald Trump was in office, what would you see at this point?
I would see two, and this.
Or do you think this would even happen?
That's a great question. I've heard the dialogue. I think both dealt with emotion. I think both dealt with egos. I would think that we would have this confrontation or lack of confrontation would have been a battle of egos and not so much a battle of bombs and invasion. And deep down, I would think that I would hope that we would have been able to avoid this in some backroom deal. But that's not what we have. We have President Biden. He's our president, duly elected, and so I just pray that he's got the advisors in our military that can help him come to a off ramp, so to speak, with this without involving our young people.
Yes, I agree. The other thing I wanted to ask you too, and how you feel about this. A lot of folks say that having the intelligence that we had, knowing that we were dead balls on with everything that said that was going on from the very beginning, before it even happened, people are saying if sanctions would have been laid ahead of time, that the whole outcome would be different. Do you feel that they would be different? I don't. I believe that the guy is totally, I believe that Russia is dead set on doing whatever they want to do and not being bullied around. They're the bully.
Right.
They're the
I don't think sanctions is going to mess with Putin at all. I think he's got his money socked away. Yeah. He's got his fortune hidden, whether it's in foreign countries, whether
so does his oligarchs.
Everything. They're safe. Yeah. A couple of them did get their yachts, their 200-foot yachts, confiscated because they got caught flat-footed a little bit.
So you don't think his buddy Johnny with a 300-foot yacht says, "Hey, come on over here"?
Yeah, that's right. But I do think that it's all up to I think it's up to the Russian people.
Right.
If they put up with the hardships that they're going to, and history tells us that dictators really don't much care about what the working class thinks.
No, they don't.
They manipulate them. They use them. I do think that if today's world, the Russian people can step up and try and influence the Russian government, although I think Putin has named himself president for life, a really sweet way of saying dictator.
Yeah.
I just think we're in a tough position right now. It certainly has our finances in the United States topsy-turvy, whether it's oil, and I think there's 100 reasons why the price of oil is where it is today.
Yeah. We were only
but inflation. I mean, inflation isn't a 3-week-old situation.
No, 8%.
8.
We were getting 8%.
Yeah, I know.
To make the changes that are now for us now.
I know.
The numbers don't crunch.
No,
right?
they don't. They don't.
Crunch,
I mean,
right. Yeah.
So everybody's. I really did appreciate, and I do study this, how a politician or a spokesperson for a politician can stand up in front of the media and absolutely lie is beyond me. But that's it. And if you say the lie often enough, it might become true.
That's right.
And for people to say that the inflation numbers they're really going down if you look month to month. No, they're not.
No.
They're going up.
Yeah.
The price of everything is going up. Right. Literally everything. And if you can get it.
From January 1st until today, the new numbers are out. It's up 7.2%.
Wow.
7.2% is a lot of.
It's a lot of pain.
Yeah, it is.
Jeff, it's a lot of pain for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And when you've got X amount of money coming in and you're living to paycheck and it goes up 8%, guess what you got to do? You got to cut something 8%.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
And unfortunately, it falls on a lot of the kids to suffer the cuts, I think, in a family.
It does. And I was ready to say that. It's always the kids that'll take the crunch of what's going on, because the parents aren't going to sit back a lot of times. You know, there are a few out there that will.
I know.
But the parents are going to sit back and say, hey, guess what? You don't get that $3 box of Captain Crunch that you want. You get that $1.50 cheap bag of, Captain tastes like this, whatever, Toasties.
I know.
And they're like, Mom, but we want this. Nope, you can't. Well, why? And it has nothing to do with them. And they're the ones that are paying the consequences. You know, the diesel price. I just saw in Centerville, Texas. You know, I talk about Centerville a lot. Gas prices there jumped 15 cents from. They are now over $4 a gallon for gas, over $5 for diesel a gallon.
Oh my gosh.
5.37. I can't remember the price or whatever it was, but you know, we're seeing the gas prices going crazy. You know, in this state, every state. Luckily, we are one of the 5 or 6 states that have the lowest gas prices.
It is.
You know, the highest ones are New York, New Jersey, California. And
Well, don't they in that because they have special formulas for their gasolines as well?
Yes.
Yes.
They do.
Ours are not as
no. But
stringent.
we're getting ready to go to the summer mix,
right,
which is another
even more
expensive.
Yeah.
So
I know. Well, folks, pay attention. Pray tonight. Pray in the morning that I guess that really that God can jump in and change hearts, because I'm very fearful of where we're headed. I'm very fearful of what we're being told, how we're being explained. When I start seeing emotional pictures coming out of Ukraine, that scares me, because I think the news media is trying to elicit a response from the American people, and I don't want to be duped. I know they're bad. I know they're terrible images to watch. Everybody, I remember Rush Limbaugh saying that war is hell, and war is hell. And what do you use an army for? The army is to kill people and break things. That's it. They're not humanitarian leaders.
No.
They can help us in a flood, or they can help it. Their job is to kill people and break things.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on over there.
Yeah.
And it's I'm not an isolationist, but I am worried that we're being goaded into something that that I don't know that I want my kids and grandkids to go through.
You know, one of the toughest things for me to hear the other day was that the same train station that is leaving Kiev and going into Poland is the same train station that the Germans used to put Poland's on.
Oh,
to send them
the Jews,
the Jews and the Polish people on the same trains during World War, the same train station.
Okay,
the same pictures. They took an image of black and white and moved it right into color of what was going on there today, and it was the same movement, the same amount of people, the same soldiers. I mean, you could see soldiers doing the same thing that those guys were back in 1939. Okay. So it was tough. It was tough to watch. It's like, is this really good? I mean, is this a movie, or what is this going on? But we're hurting. We're paying for it. We're going to pay for this for a long time. We are. You know, we're going to see a fluctuation here and there on gas. We're always like, ooh, the price is starting to go down.
I know.
It ain't going to go that far.
It dropped a nickel.
No, and it's never, ever, I guarantee you this, you'll never see it go below $2 a gallon again. I guarantee it won't go.
Well, I know, because when you go back and review what was said during the campaigns, the idea is to end fossil fuels.
Right.
And so, no, it's not going to go, because that's not the goal. The goal is not cheap, affordable gas so that Americans can prosper. The goal is limit fossil fuels so that everybody will conserve and go to alternative fuel sources.
Right.
I know, and it's going to be hard and it's going to be difficult.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. You know, we're going to talk a lot about this.
We're not going to fix it tonight.
No, we're not. We can talk about it, and he said, she said, we might be able to do this, but you know, it's unfortunate that wars that wars go the way that they do. You know, it's just it's not good for the people that shouldn't be involved in it, especially kids, the women, and stuff like that. It's not good. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we got some other stuff to talk about. So
we'll talk about V. Strauss, and we'll talk about it getting cold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to get cold.
Cold.
All right, we got more coming up right here on Inside Texas, right here on Gulf Coast One Radio.
Your home may have damage covered under your homeowner's insurance policy. Don't trust your insurance company's opinion on what you're entitled to. Let the experts at All Pro Claim Services conduct a free, no obligation home inspection. We work for you, not the insurance company, and don't get paid unless you do. We can help even if you have been unfairly denied or underpaid. The insurance company has experts representing their best interest. Shouldn't you? Call me personally, Hunter Kennedy, at 979-200-2018. 979-200-2018.
Thanks for calling God's Fur Babies Mobile Pet Grooming. How can I help you? Oh, sure. We can get you set up for cut and shampoo right here in our mobile unit. Yes, sir. We can travel within 50 miles of Matagorda County. Nails? Sure can. We can get you all spiffed up for your big night out. Yeah, we can do kitty, but prefer to do larger animals. Kitty don't like water. God's Fur Babies Mobile Pet Grooming. Call today at 979-530-2860. That's 979-530-2860.
It's hurtful, isn't it?
Looking for fresh Gulf shrimp? How about a juicy ribeye steak? Then you're looking for Buddy's Seafood and Deli in Bay City and Matagorda, Texas. Buddy's is a local favorite. Fresh seafood caught by Buddy himself right here in the Gulf of Mexico. Also, fresh Texas meats cut to your liking. Check out their weekly specials, plus their Matagorda bait and fishing shop. It's Buddy Seafood on Avenue K in Bay City and in Matagorda on Highway 60. When you're traveling to Matagorda to go fishing, boating, or camping, or maybe you're just visiting for the day, make sure you stop in Wadsworth, Texas, and visit Guffey's Grocery and Deli. From great hamburgers to Hunt's Brother pizzas, drinks, snacks, and the best gas prices going to Matagorda. So stock up before you hit the beach at Guffey's Grocery and Deli, Highway 60 in Wadsworth.
Welcome back, everybody, to Inside Texas. Mitch Thames, Jeff Michaels with you. And, Mitch, we got somebody on the phone we need to talk to today.
We do. V. Strauss. She's with AEP Texas, and she is our local contact. And I will start the conversation by telling you, Jeff, that V has been an integral part of Matagorda County and being sure that she takes care of us each and every day. Every time you turn the power switch on. V, are you with us?
I am. Hello, Mitch. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing, B?
Doing good. Doing good this evening.
Good.
V, we've got a cold spell, and it's just right for us to ask if AEP is up and ready for a weekend here in South Texas.
Yes, weather's changing tomorrow. We understand. Not good for spring break. I feel sorry for those who want to go to the beach and do something outdoors. But the weather concern for our industry, for us here in South Texas, isn't too high. You know, we've had harder cases earlier in the year, mid-January, first part of February, mid-February. Yes. So this one, we'll be watchful. You know, we'll pay attention. The wind could be an issue, just a high wind with the front blowing through. But it's something we're used to, something we're aware of. So no indication that there's any kind of generation problems or anything like that. So we'll do our diligence on repairs as needed with the conditions that play out. So hopefully it'll be uneventful and warmer days to come.
Well, I hear that. V, y'all have done a lot. I know I see a lot of AEP trucks around in the area. You do a lot of preventive maintenance, don't you?
Yes, it's a combination of things. We're also making some huge investments, upgrading systems. We completed a new substation out by the hospital and the high school. And so those facilities definitely help with any kind of outage. You can reroute things, split load up. Also, investment in our transmission lines. AEP does own its own transmission lines as well. So there's been a lot of upgrades occurring and more to come for the whole Matagorda area. So definitely tree trimming is an aspect we do. We try to do the main feeds, backbone of our system, keep those trimmed out. But as you know, Bay City, Matagorda, Wadsworth, full of trees, blessing area as well.
Yeah.
So it's an ongoing battle to deal with that, but it's something we're aware of and keep trying to manage through it and do things better where we can. So, but it's definitely a work in progress on a lot of things, but investment's been made and looking forward to more to better the service and capacity that we have for new load, new
Right.
customer growth, industry growth there in Matagorda County.
Just so some of the folks know, where does AEP get their power from?
AEP Texas is a wires company, and our power is from every generator in Texas. So we distribute the power that is put out on the grid. It's not any one entity. We do manage through several. So ERCOT determines that. But AEP Texas, on our entire system, we have a mixture of power from fossil fuels to wind and solar and natural gas plants, and of course nuclear. So, but definitely it's a mixture of power that comes across Texas through the whole grid system.
Well, we've said for many years that it's all of the above, right? I mean, it's
Sure.
Tell us just a little bit about the growth. I mean, we certainly have added industry, and I don't guess V, I'll just admit, I think about power when I reach for that light switch. But there's a lot goes into making sure that light comes on when I hit it, right?
Sure. There's a lot of planning, forecasting, measuring out what's going to be needed in the next 5, 10, 20 years. So growth in our communities, whether it's industry, which we're starting to see a lot of interest in Matagorda County, a lot of that requires more power. It requires more infrastructure to handle that capacity, but also they're going to have to seek that generation, to supply those new growth loads. So there's a lot of forecasting, planning that happens behind the scenes and looking out for many years ahead. All of Texas has seen so much growth with the markets we have here. So strong in the coastal areas, so viable for transportation of product and materials, and the availability of natural gas and oil. So that's been a big player in the economic growth here in Texas. So hopefully our Matagorda County area can monopolize on that and keep that in mind. So yes, AEP, we factor that in. A lot of this growth is looked at across the entire state, and we make recommendations as accordingly and invest in our facilities where needed most.
Well, I think a lot of people don't understand that when you put a line out there, it's got a maximum amount of power that it'll carry, and once that need is met, or once enough of us turn our lights on, then you have to start thinking about new lines and bigger lines, and I don't think people realize that. I think we see one line and we think that one line is if the capacity is unlimited, but that's not the case, is it?
No, it sure isn't. And it's not just an AEP thing. It's our neighboring utilities, co-ops as well. So it's a battle that we all go through, and just planning for that growth. And you have to make those improvements to make sure the needs are met, not just our current needs, but anything that's coming in the future.
Well, it's funny because I'm kind of this simple-minded gentleman, but somebody did really smart tell me one time, count the number of glass insulators, and that'll tell you how much of that line carries. So the more glass insulators that are there, the higher the power on that line. And so that's a simple way of saying it, isn't it?
And that was true in the past. Technology's come a long way.
Okay. As usual.
It's not just insulators anymore.
Okay.
I measure my wife's temper by the glass insulators.
Yeah, I got you. Right. So we're ready for the weekend. I'm not going to say freeze, but for the weekend dip in the temperatures, and maybe, like you said, I hadn't even thought about the spring breakers yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so y'all are ready for that, and you feel comfortable that
Yes.
Matagorda County is ready. If we have an outage or if something happens, what should we do?
If outage is experienced, always report it. Don't assume that the neighbor called or someone else did for you. So we encourage you to call our outage number, which is just a plug here on for tonight, 866-223-8508. You can also go to aaptexas.com. It has a total or view of where the outages are, so you can look across the whole state and pick out your area to know if outages are being experienced. And during restoration efforts, we do encourage everybody to, if you see our vehicles on the roadways, of course all of our facilities are close to the roadway, please move over and be safe. Blue and amber lights, it is the law now. You must move over to give room to utility vehicles.
And slow down. And slow down.
It's very important. Yeah. So we want our guys to do their work safely and make it home. And by not having to worry about the traffic is a big plus.
Well, I don't think we think of that. I'll tell you a story real quick. We were during the freeze, and y'all were staging a lot of people in the various areas. One was the fairgrounds, and I actually had a guy call me and was complaining because there was actually a AEP truck at the fairgrounds and not out working. And I asked him, I said, well, don't you think that those human beings need rest? Don't you think they get to go to sleep? I said, they can't work 3, 4, 5 days straight without a sleep.
They're machines, Mitch. You
Yeah,
didn't know
they're
that? They're
machines.
machines.
And he looked at me and he said, well, I never thought of that. I said, well, they need rest. The truck needs to needs to be fueled up and maintenance. And I said, there's just not, but he was panicked, of course, because he didn't have any power, and nobody's going to rest until he has power. And these are real people, right, V?
Oh, sure. It's a human aspect, and it takes a lot of people to manage through and do restoration. It's almost a 24/7 operation at that time. So even those who are still working or if they've come in, we're swapping crews out. So it's all hands on deck when it's a major outage of any kind.
V, I got a question for you. Speaking of the freezing weather, everybody knows what we experienced last year, and I grew up in the Northeast, but I don't think I was ever as cold as I was last year in Texas. Our system now, and I know ERCOT had their issues and problems and stuff, is our system here locally up to par to be able to handle what could be thrown at us?
Regarding the freeze weather, that was definitely a generation supply issue.
Right.
That affected the supply to our facilities. Relatively, we had little damage during that winter freeze last year.
Right.
Little physical damage. So when the power supply started coming back online, that made all the difference in the world, where we could feed our substations and feed our circuits. So whether we're prepared, yes, I think so. Mm-hmm. There's been enough legislative involvement, all sorts of oversight that have looked into the cause and effects, and I think we're better prepared as an industry for what's to come. And I think the awareness really did a lot to improve that situation.
Well, V, I just got to say thank you. I know during Harvey, y'all had some substantial damage to the infrastructure. In fact, I saw pictures where 120-foot towers were blown over, and that's not a simple fix. That's not a fix that you do in 15 minutes. That's a major fix. I know we were out for days and days, but congratulations to you and your team for jumping on major issues and getting them restored quickly. I know you were involved. We talked every day. I know County Judge Nate McDonald was on the phone with AEP folks. So huge thank you to all of your folks, all of the employees, leadership at AEP Texas, and thanks for taking care of us as our wireline company.
Yes, you bet. And we're grateful to hear that. It is our job, but we like to think we go above and beyond. So appreciate that. Thanks for that recognition.
Absolutely. Well, Jeff, do we need to let her go, or can we talk about my power bill?
V, run for the hills, V. Run for the hills. I don't want to hear whining about his power bill, for God's sake.
Thank you, V. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.
Yes,
you too.
ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, learn a lot. There's a lot of different power companies throughout South Texas.
Yeah, because we're deregulated.
Right, and but AEP as a general provider,
Right.
Not a service provider,
Wireline company.
has got to be one of the most awesome companies
I think
that
so.
I've known, and I've known quite a few. Working in Louisiana with
Right.
the hurricanes over there
That's
and everything.
Entergy, right?
Entergy,
Yeah.
that's a huge company that was spread thin, very, very thin,
Right.
During Katrina and Rita and things like that.
Yeah.
And
You had a deal with AEP with the radio towers, didn't you?
sure did. Yeah, I'm sure
They
did.
jumped on.
Yeah, they jumped on and helped us out quite a bit. They actually ran a line down the road, so the tower would be up, and it was
Wow.
like amazing. And it was those guys I was talking about. Eric
Sure.
was part of that, and she said that his name. What'd she say? His name?
I don't remember.
That just
You have to
left
keep
me-
you.
yeah,
That's
whatever.
you. I can't remember.
But anyway,
Great guys.
they are great guys. They do a lot of great work, and I'm looking forward to doing things with them in the future.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we got a few more things we need
We
to
do.
talk about,
We
all
do.
right? And
Spring
we-
break.
That's right. Spring break's coming up. And I don't know. We're supposed to get Sergeant Woodard on. I know he was at an event tonight, so I might be running long, but we're going to try to get him on very shortly right here on Inside Texas.
Your home may have damage covered under your homeowner's insurance policy. Don't trust your insurance company's opinion on what you're entitled to. Let the experts at All Pro Claim Services conduct a free, no obligation home inspection. We work for you, not the insurance company, and don't get paid unless you do. We can help even if you have been unfairly denied or underpaid. The insurance company has experts representing their best interests. Shouldn't you? Call me personally, Hunter Kennedy, at 979-200-2018. 979-200-2018.
Thanks for calling God's Fur Babies Mobile Pet Grooming. How can I help you? Oh, sure. We can get you set up for cut and shampoo right here in our mobile unit. Yes, sir. We can travel within 50 miles of Matagorda County. Nails? Sure can. We can get you all spiffed up for your big night out. Yeah, we can do kitty, but prefer to do larger animals. Kitty don't like water. God's Fur Babies Mobile Pet Grooming. Call today at 979-530-2860. That's 979-530-2860. Looking for fresh Gulf shrimp? How about a juicy ribeye steak? Then you're looking for Buddy's Seafood and Deli in Bay City and Matagorda, Texas. Buddy's is a local favorite. Fresh seafood caught by Buddy himself right here in the Gulf of Mexico. Also, fresh Texas meats cut to your liking. Check out their weekly specials, plus their Matagorda bait and fishing shop. It's Buddy Seafood on Avenue K in Bay City and in Matagorda on Highway 60. When you're traveling to Matagorda to go fishing, boating, or camping, or maybe you're just visiting for the day, make sure you stop in Wadsworth, Texas and visit Guffey's Grocery and Deli. From great hamburgers to Hunt's Brother pizzas, drinks, snacks, and the best gas prices going to Matagorda. So stock up before you hit the beach at Guffey's Grocery and Deli, Highway 60 in Wadsworth.
Welcome back, everybody, to Inside Texas. Jeff Michaels and Mitch Thames is with us.
Here we are.
And me. There we go. Checking. We're good. We're good now. We got new mic cords coming. I think I beat these to crud death. These mic cords.
Well, yeah, but you do an awful lot of on-site work
we did.
as well. So.
Then when we did the comedy, the comedians used them.
Right.
Then we did stuff for STP. We did
Camel
stuff,
Fest.
Camel Fest, and years before. I mean, before that even. Geez, we have these
Yeah.
mic cords like forever. They're ancient.
They may be as old as me and you. Maybe
I
not
don't think there's
that
anything
old.
that
Yeah,
old.
I know.
I don't think so.
Holy cow!
You know,
The years add up.
I was gonna ask you something before. I want to try to start doing spotlight a town
Okay.
every week, just for a
Oh,
few
that's
minutes.
a good
Have somebody
idea.
from each town call.
Okay.
You know, I thought about it when we were talking about Jennifer Chow.
Yes.
Jennifer, I
Flashes.
think, great lady. I just think the world
That's
of
our
her.
county attorney.
Yeah, it's our county attorney. Yeah.
Yes.
And she's not the mayor down there.
No, her dad is the mayor.
Her dad's the mayor.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Her
yeah.
dad is the mayor.
That's right. I haven't
Great
talked-
guy.
Haven't talked to Jennifer in a while. I know she was taking care of animals and
Animals and now
Everything.
the county and
Yeah, oh God, just
oh my! I do know that it's. She told me not too long ago that is a hell of a job, county attorney. And
Yeah.
I didn't know what all, but when CPS is involved,
Yeah.
that's the county attorney.
Yeah.
24/7, and so with CPS. When any of the commissioners or any of the department heads or
Yeah.
any of the other elected officials has a legal question for the county, guess who it is? County attorney.
Yeah, Jennifer. Yeah.
And so contracts just by themselves has got to be a full-time job.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got to get a contract for virtually everything.
And I don't know anybody better to do the job, really.
She does a great job.
She does a great job.
She really does. It's a tough job. She told me one day, she said, Mitch, she said, I always wondered why nobody ran against me. Why I was unopposed for this.
Talked to her.
Well,
Should have talked to her a couple times maybe before she. But anyway, no,
it's a tough job.
Yeah.
It's an emotional job.
it is.
Just recently, there was a baby involved that was allegedly mistreated, and she had to go, and she had to write the whatever it is attorneys do, but for the courts, she had to write the paperwork and get it in, and there wasn't anybody else to do it. So it's her. So very emotional. I spent 6 months on the grand jury, and some of the things that you hear, you don't ever want to hear. So,
You don't.
And that's the same thing with her job. She's dealing with the most emotional and most difficult. But yeah, we can have her on. We could have her dad on.
Yeah. Palacios, and we'll talk about things like blessing, because a lot of folks that watch it are watching the show, listening to the show, and actually going to watch it now tonight.
Yes.
All over the country. But I have
Right.
we have a lot of people. I have a lot of listeners from Louisiana.
Yes.
That travel over this way from Las Vegas area, California, Oklahoma, and stuff like that, and Pennsylvania. And they're always want to see.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be able to see, because we're actually going to do some video
Right.
interviews and put them on the show from those different places. Talk about things. There's so much that's going on. I really want to get Nate on the show, because
I know he was out of town today. We will grab him.
You know what? Duct tape him down now.
It's impossible.
We need a lot of duct tape.
There's no,
Man,
that's
he's-
impossible. He is running and gunning, and I think he's actually going on spring break or coming off. But
Yeah.
the other day I needed him for a very important meeting, and he literally drove in. It was the day that it was icy up north.
North, yeah.
And he actually drove in that morning from College Station to be at the Midcoast Education Industry Alliance. Man. And I know it's a 2.5 hour drive. I've done it a million times. Yep. My meeting started at 10, and I'm thinking, ooh, he's leaving in the ice right now.
Yeah.
But he made it, and he certainly is. He's committed, of course. He did not file for re-election.
That's right. Yep.
And so his last day will be
December 31st, right?
So probably 7:59 on January the 1st. 7:59 a.m. because I think they're swearing in the elected officials at 8 o'clock on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
So we'll get him. We will.
But Sargent has a lot going on down there. I know I talked to Bill Orton. I'm going to get an update. We're going to get some updates from him. Matagorda has a lot of things. As a matter of fact, I don't know if a lot of folks know, and I found this out today, that Matagorda is actually going to have not just the elementary and junior high school. Starting next year, they have the high school down there.
That's what Barbara told us, the new superintendent.
Yeah,
so she's Marchbanks.
Yeah, that's going to be something else. So we're going to try to find out and talk with those folks a little bit. We got some great people come on. James Scardamai from the Bay City ISD is going to come on and talk to us. I've talked to him. Not only about that, there's actually something going on downtown as well.
Right. He's going to honor the veterans, I understand.
Yes,
with an event.
Yeah, on Memorial Day weekend. So I'm working with him on him and a few other folks with that. We'll get that information going on.
Jessica Russell from the Bay City Community Development Corporations. Tell us a little bit about all of the housing situation, all of the housing projects going in.
Yeah, we're going to talk to also, I know I haven't talked to her in a while, but I used to have her on like once a week on Happy Radio when I was over there. Kelly Pennywood from Parks and Recreation here. We're going to get her on.
Oh, they're always doing amazing things.
They always got something going on, so we're gonna talk to them about that.
Oh, that'd be good because I know they have the Easter Bunny out ahead of Easter.
Yeah,
and that's coming up.
That's coming up. So we're gonna get an
Easter egg hunt.
The Easter egg hunt.
Yes,
at Latoul Park.
Latoul Park.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. We got that going on. July 4th. It's right around the corner already.
Right around the corner.
January, February, March. We're at 3 months already.
I know.
April, May, June, and then boom, half the year's over with.
And she sent me an email. We need to ask her about they're going back to Latoul. They're going back to Riverside Park.
Yeah.
And they're going to do the kayaking event.
Oh wow.
That's combined with. It's not a race, but also cleaning up the river as you go down. Kayak, and so
I've been down there, and they really made that park great. That's beautiful down there now.
City Council has really made that
really
a priority.
Nice. If folks that are listening out there want to go someplace nice to camp, the Riverside Park. Just the way they have it set up down there, the plug-ins and everything, they're all lit up and at nighttime, and it's really cool.
I think they designed that after state parks.
Yeah,
and so you think city park, you think city RV, and you don't realize that it's to a lot higher standard.
Right. We're going to try to talk to some folks out of Van Vleck as well.
Yes.
And just outside of the area, we have a few folks that we're going to talk to as well. Bowling, we're going to talk to some folks from Morton and around this area. Everything that's going on.
No Riceburgs, no El Campo, right? Well, I guess we might have to let somebody
I'm trying
come in.
I'm trying not to, but it
looks
like
those
there's one or two that want to sneak in there.
They're just.
And I'd like to congratulate my daughter, who is now an official Black Cat.
All right.
As of today.
So she left the Tidehaven Tigers.
She left the Tidehaven Tigers.
Okay.
And she
came up and said hi to me when we were doing the banana split party.
Yeah, and she asked today over there if Mitch Thames was there doing the ice cream social in Bay City.
I was.
And you were. Yes.
I will.
We were told that you were.
I will be back.
So,
that is great. We also got Mayor Nelson. I've got him scheduled to come on.
He just texted me a few minutes ago.
Oh, did he? Good.
Yep.
I know he was out of town.
He was out of town, but he's going to.
Because he missed the luncheon today.
Yeah.
But I'll forgive him.
I will never miss a luncheon.
I know. That's exactly right. It was a good one.
Yeah.
April 21st. You know, what we might ought to do is try to grab our state comptroller.
Yes.
To do a 10-minute recording.
Yeah.
We won't get him here at night.
Yeah, no.
But I've got him in coming April 21st.
Okay, good.
So we may grab him just for
Yeah.
a 5-10 minute recording.
Absolutely.
Can we do?
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Oh, I know.
So
We got that
that's
set
why
up.
we keep you.
We got that set up
Yeah.
already, buddy.
Excellent.
That
Excellent.
is no
excellent.
problem.
Good stuff.
Well, I can tell you this too, guys. If you want to listen to an audio version of the show, our good friend from All Pro Claim Services. I always get claim in it. All Pro Claim Services, Hunter Kennedy, has set up more places for you to listen to this show than I think there are that even exist. We're on now on. You can go to Spotify and look under Gulf Coast One Radio. Correct. The other one is Anchor.
I was
right?
going to say alarm.
And the other one is
Anchor.
Apple Podcast
Apple Podcast
and Google Podcast.
and Google Podcast. Plus, we're on YouTube live every Thursday night, along with one of our Facebook pages. And tonight, you're watching us on the Jeff Michaels Facebook page and on live on YouTube. And if you missed part of the show or whatever, you want to go back, just go to our YouTube page at Gulf Coast One Radio. It'll take you there. You can watch all the live shows. They're going to keep on stacking there as long as you want. You want to go back and say, well, this guy said this. Go back and listen to it anytime that you want. If Mitch messed up, which he does,
I do.
and I mess up like I told by my wife that I do all the time, you're able to go back and verify that I did or did not say something.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, right.
As my granddaughter says, technically.
Technically.
If you
Technically.
weren't able to jot all that down,
Yeah.
GulfCoast1Radio.com.
Right. And by the way, our new website, which we finally got up now, is www.gulfcoast1radio.com.
Excellent.
And we still have the Gulf Coast One Radio .GoDaddySites.com as well. So we got that site, two sites. We're gonna block the internet up with everything and just do what we need to do. But
Mitch and Jeff broke the internet.
yeah, it wasn't Putin. It was
It
Jeff and Mitch.
right. Yeah, we messed up the internet.
We messed up the internet.
But
Well,
we're looking forward to it. So next Thursday, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
I know we've got Jessica
Yep.
Russell. She's going to talk to us about housing.
Yep.
And then we'll see who's next. But just keep checking the site, and we'll let you know who's coming on.
Yep. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mitch.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
All right. On behalf of myself, Jeff Michaels, Mitch Stames, and my producer of our show over here
Producer.
tonight, who has absolutely no idea what's going on, Hunter Kennedy. Thanks for helping, Hunter, and thanks for. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be seeing anything today. We'd just hear our voices, but we're getting there little by little. And hope you like our show. Hope you listen to us. Give us some feedback too. You can email me.
Amen.
Also now, Jeff at GulfCoast1Radio.com, Jeff at GulfCoast1Radio.com, or you can email us at GulfCoast1Radio@gmail.com. So we got all kinds of things you can do. We'll find out what you think about us. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week right here on Gulf Coast One Radio and Inside Texas.